Hi, I'm Kat, and today I have for you a true crime case. I will also be doing my makeup at the same time, and I also have a word in Romanian. The word for today is Floarea soarelui. Floarea soarelui. Floarea soarelui. Well done, guys! You just said sunflower. So I just want to give you a quick disclaimer. Everything that I'm saying in today's video is alleged. So yeah, just make sure that you double check as well by doing your research online. Today we are talking about the cannibal of Puebla, or the cannibal of Resurreccion, who killed his wife, dismembered her, and did even more to her because apparently the devil told him to do it. It seems that he was also hungry when he decided to have a bite. Yeah. But anyway, I really do hope that you're not watching this whilst you're eating. I mean, the title might suggest that you shouldn't. And, I really wouldn't advise you, especially if you are planning on eating or if you are eating tacos. Yeah. Very recently, a man in Mexico was arrested after a shocking and disturbing crime was discovered. Less than 1 year ago, Alvaro N got married with Maria Montserrat, who was 38 years old at the time. Maria was a mother to 5 daughters, ranging in age from 12 to 23 years old. Now, as far as I understand, Alvaro was not the father of the children. The youngest of the children, 2 girls, they live with a couple in their home in La Resurreccion, north of the capital of Puebla. According to their grandmother, the children didn't really have a great relationship with Alvaro, neither did Maria for that matter. Alvaro would be violent with the girls, and he would also sexually harass them, allegedly. He would spy on them whilst they were showering. He would walk naked around them, and Maria would always side with Alvaro. The grandmother, who is Maria's mother, says that she sided with Alvaro because, she did it out of love, which, I'm not gonna say anything bad about victims, so I'm just not gonna comment on that. Alvaro, who is 32 years old, was a builder, but Alvaro was addicted to drugs and alcohol. He snorted cocaine, and he would often be violent towards Maria, his wife, as well as the girls that live with them, Maria's children. On top of that, according to Maria's family, the couple often posted on social media about their worship of Santa Muerte, or, the devil. Allegedly, they even had a black magic altar in their home. Alvaro also has Santa Muerte tattooed on one of his legs. It also seems that Alvaro was practicing Santeria. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this, but Santeria combines elements of Roman Catholicism and some African religious practices, as far as I understand. It originated in West Africa, then it was brought to Cuba during the slave trade, and then to the United States following the Cuban Revolution. Cuban or Cuban revolution. Some Santerians practice animal sacrifice as part of their religious ritual and belief. They cut the throats of chickens, goats, sheep, or turtles, which are then often eaten later as part of religious ceremonies involving weddings, births, and deaths. On June 29th of this year, Alvaro and Maria, his wife, had an argument or some kind of a disagreement. Whilst allegedly Alvaro was high on drugs, this argument ended in his wife Maria Montserrat, Animas Montiel, losing her life. She was allegedly stabbed. 2 days after Maria's death, on Saturday, July the 1st, Alvaro allegedly called one of his stepdaughters to confess to killing Maria. Maria's mother, Maria Alicia Montiel Serran, told local press that Alvaro told one of her daughters to go and collect her mom because he already killed her and put her in bags. Allegedly, Alvaro chopped up Maria's body with a machete, a chisel, and a hammer. Maria's mom called him asking why he did that to her if she wasn't a bad person. Alvaro confessed that he killed her, cut her into pieces, and then threw her into the ravine in bags, claiming that she didn't suffer. Obviously, Maria's family, after hearing all of this, grew quite concerned because they couldn't get hold of Maria, so they went to the house that Maria and Alvaro shared to find out what was really happening. At the house, they only found Alvaro, who again admitted to having killed Maria because apparently the devil told him to do it. Very nice, always blaming the devil, blaming religion. It's always, justification for everything. The relatives threatened to break into the house by force. So Alvaro, what did he do? Alvaro actually called the police for help, and obviously that's when he confessed to the crime to police, because I don't think he really had a choice then, right? Alvaro was allegedly surprised by police officers while he was hiding a bag with the human remains. Alvaro was arrested on July the 2nd, accused of murdering his wife on June 29 while under the influence of a prohibited substance. During questioning, he allegedly told officers that Santa Muerte, Our Lady of Holy Death, and the devil ordered him to commit the horrific crime. Following the killing, Alvaro allegedly dismembered Maria's body and placed her remains in plastic bags. He threw some of them into a ravine behind the home, keeping the rest inside the property. According to sources close to the case, he confessed to eating part of Maria's brain in tacos and using part of her shattered skull as an ashtray. Which is just, I can't even imagine. It's just horrific. According to information obtained by El Sol, Alvaro is addicted to alcohol and drugs, which is why he constantly raped his wife Maria. When the relatives entered the house, upon entering, they confirmed the gruesome scene. The dismembered body of the woman was scattered. Some parts had even been thrown in a field next to a ravine, and it was at that moment that municipal police, the Secretariat of Citizen Security, or the SSC, who discovered him in flagrant around 1 in the morning when he was carrying some human remains inside plastic bags, for which they proceeded to his immediate arrest and made him available to the public ministry. Alvaro remains locked in the San Miguel prison without bail pending further investigations. The Puebla prosecutor's office is actively investigating the case and working to locate the remaining body parts of Maria for DNA testing and identification. Maria's family claimed that they have not been able to lay Maria to rest because the police are still searching for some of her remains, which also need to be DNA tested. Her mother demanded Maria is given back to her so that she can bury her and give her a proper send-off. She also said, quote, "Don't let him go free because I believe no mother would want her daughter to be sent to her in pieces. I demand justice," end of quote. Maria's family is saying that they feel the police are not doing enough to charge Alvaro for Maria's murder, and they are not really seeing any progress in the investigation. The femicide of Maria Montserrat Animas Montiel in La Resurreccion caused great indignation in Mexican society. Maria died at the hands of her partner, who dismembered her and allegedly ate parts of her in tacos, but after being arrested, the Puebla State Attorney General's office only linked Alvaro N to the process for violations of the burial and exhumation laws and not for the femicide of Maria, which of course alarmed Maria's family, and rightly so, who fears that Alvaro will be released. At the moment, he is in pre-trial detention whilst the investigation into the femicide is still in progress, although the family said that they have seen no progress in the case. On social media, Maria's friends and family demand justice for the crime, and they also claim that Alvaro's family is trying to get him out of detention through bribery and corruption. We want justice for Monse. Her murderer took her life in the most inhumane way, and no woman deserves that, or any human being. Monse was a hard-working mom that she always saw for her girls and a way to earn an honest living. The person who took her life was a person she trusted, and her family already wants to take him out. And in the MP, they said that there is not enough evidence, and even seeing the crime scene, they are going to take it out. On July the 7th, the State Attorney General's office announced the link for violations of the burial and exhumation laws, but like I said, not for the homicide, not for the femicide. Because of this, the relatives demand that the case is tried and investigated from a gender perspective as soon as possible, whilst also requesting that Maria's body be delivered to them. Allegedly, there were possible signs of cannibalism by Alvaro. However, the Puebla State Attorney General's office denied this information during a press conference. The Puebla prosecutor, Gilberto Higuera, mentioned that so far there is no information on whether Alvaro really ate human flesh. Quote, regarding whether he was eating part of those human remains, we do not have a settlement from the first responders in our investigation folder or reliable data that this has happened. What we have shared is what we have fully accredited in the investigation, and as the prosecutor said, this is a case that still remains to be clarified regarding a femicide because it involves the remains of a person's body. With the samples, we will know if he corresponds to the referred victim. End quote. According to the National Commission to Prevent and Eradicate Violence, also known as CONAVIM, the crime of femicide is classified as the violent death of women for reasons of gender and is the most extreme form of violence against women and one of the manifestations of serious discrimination against them. In an obituary in El Sol de Puebla, it was said about Maria that she was a woman who, despite her family's financial struggles, she grew up full of joy, always wanting to become an accountant. But life led her to get involved with not so nice people. The last of them was Alvaro, whom she met when he worked cleaning various works or constructions as he worked in masonry. Maria used to be a very happy human being, and her favorite flowers were sunflowers. Since Maria was a little girl, she would help her mom sell sweets, cakes, and food outside schools. Maria's friends said that she was a very empathetic person who offered food to those who needed it. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe from my research that Alvaro would only get a fine or possibly 5 years in prison if he is found guilty of violating the exhumation and burial laws for which he's been linked with. But I find it incredible and unbelievable that he hasn't been charged with killing Maria yet. I mean, it kind of, if you think about it, is an open and shut case. He was caught red-handed whilst holding a bag with Maria's body parts. He confessed. Evidence was found in the home as well. So, what more do they need? I don't get it. Is it really possible for him to actually get away with this? And then I'm asking why? Why did he do it? According to some reports, it was apparently because of jealousy, but there's nothing really that clear. I mean, okay, I can understand jealousy, right? But then why eat her brains and use her skull as an ashtray? Was he so high on drugs that he became this violent? But then again, we do know that where domestic abuse is involved, it's really just a matter of time before something like this can happen. Then you also add alcohol and drugs to it, and it can be a deadly combination. It does seem like rage-filled crime of passion, this much violence, and perhaps he was also looking to, maybe humiliate her, and that's why he used her skull as an ashtray. If he indeed ate her brains, as he said, it could be that he wanted to be in control, to show that he still has power over her in a sick, disgusting, twisted way, like, I'm gonna have you even now and you can't stop me. Maria's mom also said that he might have a mental problem, so this could be another factor. But I mean, it's just horrible. Him calling his stepdaughter, telling her to pick her mom in bags because he killed her. Can you just imagine that? Can you just imagine that? I mean, if you would hear it coming from someone that you know over the phone, even if you would hear it in person, if you wouldn't see it, you wouldn't really believe it, would you? Because it's something which is out of nightmares. It's something which is like it's like from a book of fiction. It's hard to even imagine that this can be real. It's hard to imagine that a person that you've lived with and you had love at some point is capable of doing something like that, horrendous to you. I don't understand. I do not understand, seriously, like, why did he need to crack her skull open to remove her brains? And why did he need to eat them? Why did he need to do that? And why did he have to use part of her crushed skull as an ashtray? It's like another humiliation there, isn't it? I feel like it's like another humiliation, and I feel like perhaps his reason had to do with domestic violence, and I think that this was the ultimate humiliation that he inflicted upon her, to make not her feel worthless because she wasn't alive anymore, as much as quite possibly and quite probably her family to feel that their daughter was seen as worthless and she was humiliated. I mean, I don't know. This is the only thing that I can think about, unless it was some kind of a ritual. I have no idea. But please, guys, do let me know what do you guys think in the comment section down below. For now, stay safe, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.